Yeah, it's just NBA One Take with me, Pretty Boy Laker, on this 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to everyone out there. No matter what's going on in your life, it's, certain things that brings us together, especially like 4th of July. A lot of things in the holiday season, no matter your religion or whatever like that. It's all about family coming together. Just things like that put in perspective. And off of that, this is NBA One Take. It's me, Pretty Boy Laker. NBA free agency. Again, it's a little more subtle. Not in the past 72 hours, which completely rocked the NBA world with so much going on, and it's been crazy. It's been insane. Not now. Recently, yesterday, hasn't been too crazy, but it's been some stuff. The first is Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard reached his buyout agreement with the Nets, and I never saw him actually fitting there or anything like that. Just impeding the process of certain players on that team. DeMarcus Russell and Alan Crabb and our boy Jared Allen. And I want Jared Allen. He's a good prospect. Saw him several months ago where I worked, and I was just talking with him, picking his brain about certain things, and he's saying he's gonna develop like mid-range game, not everybody thinking that he's dunking, just trying to improve. And I just told him some things, things I saw and everything like that. And he just respectfully said, yes, I know I'm just getting better. I says, don't worry, brother, you got time. Don't worry. I said, once you become that threat, you master something, you're gonna be in this league forever. That's it, master something. You work at something, you master it. Once you master that, and it's to the point where it's at this total peak, move on to something else, which will help the team. And I just told him, you gotta stay narrow and clear on what you're gonna do. Dwight Howard reached a buyout agreement, and next thing you know, he signed with the Washington Wizards. Now, this is not a head scratcher, because knowing Washington, they do things like this. Not saying that they're going to get the Dwight Howard that was in Orlando. They thinking they're going to get the Dwight Howard that was in Houston for the first 2 years. A guy in the paint that's going to score, get rebounds, block shots, and going to set them up good to make a real deep playoff run this year. I like it on paper, but everyone's going to question that John Wall. I love John. I always loved John. I like his competitive fire. It's certain things about him that is most likely is like Chris Paul like. John is mad cool on the court. But off the court it's like on the court stuff. They say he holds the ball too much. Still with his shooting, I always tell him, I said, those super long arms, he will never be a great shooter. So as long as he hit a respectable clip from wherever he shoots it from, especially from three, which he got better. He's fine. I think he's fine. He puts the pressure on your team. Still a great defender, even though he didn't play great defense last year for the most part, but being injured, those kind of things happen. But with addition to Dwight Howard, we have to see. Because, Brad Beal coming off a great season. Now, I'm going to tell you we got to see, because guess what? Portland, who's in need of a big man, no matter what you say about Nurkic, passed on Dwight. Now, they did. Because they didn't want to impede on the backcourt of Lillard and Dame and McCollum. So, you got to understand. You're not saying Dwight Howard. I said his personality do things that causes tension inside of a locker room. With certain players. And certain players vent their frustrations. Listen, you ain't gonna like everybody on the team. But to the point where it's somewhat dividing a locker room and your head coach really can't even do nothing about it. When that happens, then that's when stuff has to happen. And they're saying, like I said, this is Dwight's, 15 in 5 years? It's going to be his 15. Now, I know he doesn't want to bounce from team to team, but I'm not saying this is his last stop. No, he's still a capable player, but that Wall and Dwight Howard, that thing has to be nipped in the bud immediately. Before it even happens, before training camp happens, whatever, Dwight Howard, John Wall needs to hang out, work out together, do certain things. Not saying you need to appease them, but understand. It happens, things have to happen so the team can move forward. The team can have high expectations. And even bring Brad Beal in it. All three of them should be in it. The Sixers and Nuggets made a trade. Now the Sixers, they trade for Wilson Chandler, who signed this situation with the Nuggets. But when I see it, as the Sixers was saying, oh, listen, yeah, we're going to get a star player in there. That's what Brent Brown said. There's no star player out there for you guys. So you settle for signing JJ and you bring in Wilson Chandler. Pieces to your puzzle. Wilson Chandler is not the same two-way player he were years ago. Coming from the Nuggets from New York. I've been there for a long time, and he's still somewhat productive after that hip injury. And we'll see. We'll just have to see on that. Nuggets is just saving themselves some luxury tax money. They have to do that because they're just going way over the cap because you got to pay the Joker. You got Millsap. You got Gary High. You got too many contracts there. It's still Fareed there with the 1-year deal, so they had to save themselves some money. Tyreke Evans get a 1-year deal going to the Pacers. Now, this is good. This is a nice, good deal for them. They're losing Lance, so they got another guy that could be on ball, even better than Lance. He's still a good playmaker, questionable shooting, but really they don't really need that. They just need someone else to hold the ball, can make plays happen at an efficient clip, helping Oladipo. So this is just a good thing, and Nuggets Nuggets got Nerlens Noel, signed him, as well as getting Raymond Felton back. It's always some things. Some things happen. Another big thing was the book. Devin Booker is getting that extension, reportedly for between 150 to 160 $160 million. Now, I breathe like that. I'm not disrespecting Devin Booker. I love him. I love Kentucky guys. I love Coach Cal. I have a personal adulation for Coach Calipari. I love Coach Cal. I love everything about him. I love his relationship with his players. And he has an overall relationship with his players when it comes to everything that I've never seen any coach have. I mean, understand there's coaches that have, great relationship with their players and things like that. But into that kind of limelight, I've never seen a coach with the personal relation with his players as perceived as Coach Cal. And I love him. I love Coach Cal. But going back to Devin Booker, that's a lot of money. And since he's been there, they haven't been to the playoffs. They actually been one of the worst teams in the NBA since he's been there. It's not his fault. But some is his fault. As the best player, you do take some of the blame. Now he's scoring, he's getting his, but his team's not winning. And he voiced his frustrations when his best friend, Tyler Eunice, got waived. That stands a business. He was eligible for the extension, but I don't know. It's just to try to appease him because he's voicing his frustrations. Devin Booker wants to create a legacy for himself. He works hard. And, when you hear him, you hear a lot of things he say, sometimes it's just, to people it's just outlandish what he says, or his confidence level is too high, or he's just arrogant, whatever. I know he wants to be the best. And with the Ariza signing and everything, he wants desperately to go to the playoffs. And he feels his team is a playoff team. Last year he felt that way. Even after they fired Earl Watson, he was even upset about that. He's saying they're a playoff team. This Western Conference is stacked up, baby. It's stacked. Okay? It's stacked. Now, the first extension, when a guy signs it, they normally take it, every single one of them. And I'm not saying for him to go to another team, because I think he's just too young. And I don't think he would even do that to Phoenix. He loves it out there. But at that money clip, and you're trying to really garner free agents, you're trying to carve something out, and all these draft picks you have, it's tough. It's tough to really say that he's totally deserving of that money. Now, if it went down a little bit, but I think it was just too high, and Nuggets front office got to do some things. I mean, I'm not saying Nuggets. The Suns front office have to do some things, and it's It's not gonna be easy, but they gotta make some trades, man. You gotta make some trades. You gotta make some deals. You gotta bring another impact player on that team to help him out. I'm not talking about DeAndre Ayton. You're drafting him number 1. And then you're thinking that this is going to be the next Shaq and Kobe. You got a reason. Let's leave TJ Warren. Guy's been playing, he played well last year. Averaged 20 points a game. You guys got to do some moves. You have to let the guys know. You got to buy into something here. You guys got to do something along the lines as the Timberwolves did when they got Jimmy Butler with all the young guys. You got to bring... Even going on that situation. Know how that went. I don't know. It's just Jimmy Butler, he just don't like Cat Towns. And his attitude, he just don't like the young guys on their damn team. Jimmy Butler he's a dog. And dogs don't have adulation towards puppies. And that's Jimmy Butler words. He don't F with puppies. You gotta have dogging. And just hearing that, I'm like, yo. Jimmy Butler. I'm like, yo, you got that dog in you, bro.
This is a westbound L train. The next stop is
You gotta have that dog in you. And I said, we'll see what the Suns do. And I'll see what the Suns do. What's going to happen. Right now, I don't know. This is... NBA's been a little crazy. I love the offseason. I love the drama behind it, and then how it represents the regular season. I love the guys dominate the headlines. I haven't even watched World Cup because of the NBA. Because of all this. It's the best. It's the absolute best. I don't mind my phone buzzing and going crazy in the middle of the night. I don't mind that. I love it. Love the enjoyment of it. But this is Onetake, Pretty Boy Laker. Follow me on IG, Snapchat, Twitter.